Hi, thank you. Good evening, members of the committee. My name is Alex Kippis, and I am testifying on behalf of myself in strong support of both S-540, the Green Justice Zone Act, and S-219, the Housing Construction Bill. I have lived in Woonsocket my entire life. I'll never forget growing up here in the watershed of the beautiful Blackstone River, and all of the times that my friends and I were warned how toxic the river was and how we should never swim or fish or, God forbid, drink the water that somehow our city and state leaders didn't think needed to be cleaned. And I'll never forget going on a nice drive through the eastern half of the city in a warm summer day, smelling the horrible sewage treatment plant whose unhealthy fumes blanket half of the city to this day. And I'll never forget every friend, every neighbor, every family member I had growing up. So many people in our community experiencing housing insecurity or having trouble finding affordable housing where they felt safe living and raising their families, a problem that's only gotten worse as I've gotten older. I'll never forget growing up in this amazing community, wondering why it seemed like we had been left behind, forgotten by the state and by our own city leaders, why it seemed like we weren't good enough to deserve clean air and water, why it seemed like my neighbors didn't deserve safe and affordable homes. And thinking about every polluting corporation and every piece of dirty fossil fuel infrastructure that has been forced on the community of South Providence over the years, I'm going to guess that the kids growing up there feel pretty forgotten too. As I've gotten older, the news has gotten more and more dismal. Our world is in trouble. We're living in a climate crisis that's already begun to harm frontline communities and threatens an unlivable planet and human extinction within my lifetime. And the best science says that we have 10 years to move away from polluting fossil fuels, or this future is all but certain. These two bills before you tonight give us the opportunity to address these problems simultaneously, and your votes in favor of them should be no-brainers. I've knocked upwards of 10,000 doors over the past couple of years in support of not only candidates in Woonsocket, but real Democrats around the state. If you choose not to support this legislation so desperately needed by our state, by your constituents, I'm committing my time and money to candidates that challenge you for your seats in 2020. Thank you, and have a good night.